Hey everyone, and welcome back. In this episode, we're getting into a brand new budget bourbon that I've been hearing a lot of really good things about, the Penelope Wheated. I'm Tuck, and this is Bourbon Broke. So this Penelope Wheated is a double cask finish, non-chill filtered 4-grain. It's 74% corn, 16% wheat, 7% rye, and 3% malted barley. This comes in at 95 proof, and the age statement is 4 to 6 years. Now the SRP on this is stated as $39.99, but I've been seeing it out there for quite a bit less. Matter of fact, I even got mine for $33.99. So, we talk about budget bourbons, and I used to think that, anything $30 and under would be considered a budget bourbon to me. But as you know, over the past few years, prices have gone up a little bit, and now I'm looking at anything 35 and under as a budget bourbon. So this is right in the cusp. Like I said, I got mine for $33.99, although I've seen it stated as an SRP of $39.99. So anyway, if you guys find it out there, go ahead and put in the comments what you paid for it. So anyway, I don't think you're going to see a secondary on this one. It's supposed to be just a regular release from Penelope from now on. So anyway, let's get into it and see how it is. So I just picked this bottle up a little bit earlier today, so I have not tried it. Poured some out in the Glencairn about an hour and a half or so ago, let it open up and air out a little bit. So this is the first time I'm trying it, so let's see how the nose is. See how the nose is. That's light, like a light fruit, like an apple or pear. Yeah, apple, pear, just a slight hint of oak. There's a strong punch of honey in there as well. Yeah, definitely some apple, probably a little bit more apple than pear, but like, that lighter fruit like that. Slight hint of oak, but definitely some honey in there. Wow. It's actually a really nice nose. I'm liking this. You can tell it's light. You can tell it's probably not a high proof. It's 95, and you can tell by the nose. It doesn't come across, very strong at all. It's actually pretty pleasant. A very summery bourbon, I can tell. Nice nose, though. Very nice. Let's see how it is on the palate. Get on there. With that honey still coming through pretty strong on there. I'm getting, just a little bit of vanilla and caramel in there as well, which I did not expect. Getting a little bit more spice in there, a baking spice, like an allspice. There's a nice little spice in there, which I was not expecting, that I normally do not get off of, high wheat bourbons. Wow. I'm liking this a lot. Especially for that price point. Holy crap. Paid $33.99 for this? You kidding me? Getting just like a touch of almost like a little bit of a caramelized burnt brown sugar in there. But with that honey, I'm okay with it. Wow. The finish is nice. Definitely more oak on that finish. More spice on that back end, like that allspice, baking spice on the finish. It doesn't last a long time. And again, it's 95 proof. You're probably not going to get a really long finish. But it's decent for a 95 proof. This is definitely a summer bourbon. It's light, just a nice little spice on there, that honey, that apple, pear, just a little bit of that, like the caramelized burnt brown sugar a little bit. that hint of vanilla and caramel on the palate. Man, I'll tell you, for the price, this is really, really good. You know, if this was up even closer to, 45 or so, even maybe even creeping up on 50, it might even be worth it. But, like I say, for a budget bourbon, in my eyes, from what I paid for it, under $35, $33.99, this could easily be just an everyday sipper to me. This is really, really good. And as I had mentioned earlier, why don't you guys leave down in the comments what you consider a budget bourbon these days? Man, this is good. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't stand up to some of the, higher end bourbons or anything like that. But for its price range, you're in the same range now as like, your regular Redwood Empires, for a little bit less, your Buffalo Trace and Wild Turkey 101s, which are very, very good. But this, is a nice change up for a daily sipper. Like I said, when it gets more and more into the summer, I can definitely see using this as an everyday sipper in the summertime. Sitting out back by the fire pit and drinking a little bit of this. Oh yeah, it's nice. Overall, it's, like I said, for the price point, this is really, really, really good. As far as a rating, let's see. Like I said, overall, I mean, it doesn't rank up there with the real, higher end bourbons, but for the price point and for what it is and what's coming across, I'm really liking it. I'm going to give this, I'll give it an 8.2, which, I probably wouldn't have, but I have to take that price into consideration on this. And taking that consideration, it's worth it. It's worth a score like that. But, yeah, like I said, if you can find this under $40, in that mid 30 range, I say it's a must buy. Don't pass it up. Grab it, see what you think. Yeah. Well, that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. If you want to check out some Bourbon Broke stuff, just go to bourbonbroke.com and check out everything on there. That's it for this episode. Remember, keep your friends close and your bourbon closer. Cheers. Liking it.